with a shift in your awareness, a shift in your thoughts, and a shift in your emotions. And if you start behaving like that top bird who doesn't want any crap going down, everything else will change. Okay? But here's the problem. Here's the problem that I see with those who don't get the result that they want. Those performers who get to a certain point but can never really break through. It's this. Okay? They don't take a hold of those first 3 bullet points and they look at what it is that the reality of the outside world is giving to them. It's disbelief. Okay? So disbelief will only attract negative. So what we talked about before as far as the expectancy of your players and your athletes. If you think, oh, we're going to have a crappy year because we're young, guess what? You're probably going to have a crappy year because you're young. If you automatically place blame on someone else, that's disbelief. Okay? And again, that comes back to you. And I'm sorry if that sounds extraordinarily harsh, but it's the harsh reality here, okay? So we will only give ourselves reasons to support this belief because our subconscious wants to tell us that consciously we're correct, that we're right. We're right that we can be not what it is that we want to be, and that we might not be able to be extraordinary performers. But it really is that easy, is changing the level of thought. So if this belief is kind of that negative, Debbie Downer pulling away, it would be intuitively obvious then that your belief is the key to everything in your life. What it is that you believe is going to dictate the thoughts that you carry. And what it is that you believe, those thoughts, are going to dictate your feelings and what it is that you put up to your players. And then therefore, again, the birds on the bottom, if they're dealing with golden or if they're dealing with crap. Okay? So the expectations comes first and foremost. To be extraordinary, you must first expect extraordinary. Okay? Your expectations is everything. Because what we often think of, we get. Your intention becomes extraordinarily important. Because what you intend to have at the beginning of the season, or match by match, is probably going to point us in whatever direction it is that we want to go. It may not, here's the catch-22 of this, it may not even be about where it is that we want to go. It's whatever residual thoughts that we're holding, as Buddha told us, all that we are is the result of all that we have thought. So if we continue to think bad thoughts, if we continue to give negative feedback to our players and tell them, you're not good enough in this area. Okay? Again, going back to what I said earlier, that might not be on them. Okay? So we got to take a little different level of accountability. So once we have that expectation, once we have that belief, and once we have the intention of what it is that we want, we can start to look at what it is that we will get as a result. Okay? And I've never been a big believer in the plan A versus the plan B. Because with me, is if you decide, that's the first thing that has to happen. And as long as you believe in that, as long as your belief is the key to everything, if you just make that decision, if you make your decision that your legacy is going to be whatever it is that you want it to be. Like for me, I said a number of years ago, back in 2007, when I really was starting to get into the jump stuff, I said, I want to be the top jump expert walking around this country. Okay? That's arguable at this point. Most people would put me right up there as far as this is what I do on a day-to-day basis. I go around and speak in regards to jumping and jumping performance. I have literally probably 2,000 studies on jumping. Okay? But it's all came down to intention. I said, that's what I want and that's what I'm going to go get. Okay? There is really no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.